I'm Mike Satterfield, and as an automotive and travel journalist, I spend a lot of time behind the wheel. That's why Mint has asked me to share with you some of my top tips for budgeting for your next cross-country road trip. The first thing you do is pick a destination for your trip. Now, Pacific Coast Highway, the Country Music Highway, Route 66, those are all great choices. Just remember, a road trip is about the journey, so make sure to get off the highway and take some back roads. Now, I've taken a lot of different types of vehicles cross-country, from $1,000 cars I bought on Craigslist to brand new supercars I borrowed from the manufacturer. Picking the right vehicle is very important for your road trip. So sometimes taking your own car is the right choice, it makes sense, but many times renting a car or even an RV can be a better option. Depending on the size of your group, the location you're planning to visit, the time you have for your trip, renting a vehicle can be a smart choice. Now, when considering renting a car versus driving your own vehicle, factor in things like gas mileage, maintenance, roadside assistance if you need four-wheel drive, or if your own vehicle is even big enough for you and your group. Renting an RV is another popular way to road trip these days. When budgeting for your RV vacation, bear in mind that most RV companies are going to charge you a minimum of $500 as a deposit, and they also have a lot of mileage restrictions that can get pretty expensive if you go over the allotted mileage. Also remember that your RV may not be able to go everywhere you're planning to road trip because of its size. Now, if you're not staying in an RV, lodging will probably be one of your biggest expenses on your road trip. A lot of people opt to go camping to save on hotels, and to find out how much you can save on camping versus hotels, on this trip from Dallas to Denver, I stayed in hotels on the way up and camped all the way back. My nightly costs for staying at a campground with nice showers and restrooms averaged $35 per night, while my average hotel was around $95 per night when you add the taxes and those mysterious resort fees. If you're willing to rough it, resources like freecampsite.net are great for finding no-cost campsites. Just be sure to work a hotel or campsite with a shower into the rotation for the good of everyone in the car. When I do stay in hotels, I book with an app on the same day, like Priceline or Hotels Tonight. When booking in the late afternoon, I save on average 60% on hotel rooms when I road trip. However, if you're going to a very popular destination or there's a special or unique hotel you want to stay at, you probably should book those ahead of time. Eating on the road can be really expensive, and the obvious solution is to pick up a cooler and go to the grocery store. A case of water at the grocery store is $3 as opposed to buying each individual bottle of water at a gas station for $2 along the way. Also, making sandwiches can save a lot of money, but diners and roadside cafes are what road trip memories are made of. So be sure to budget a little extra so you can try the alligator sliders in New Orleans or get a Frito pie in Santa Fe. That way you can at least say that you tried them. If you're staying at hotels, be sure to take advantage of the ones that have morning breakfasts and grab an extra banana on the way out. Once you've determined the when, where, and who, the only thing left to work out is how much it's all going to cost and who's paying for it. If you're traveling with friends, make sure everyone is on the same page. Nothing can sour a trip or a friendship more than a misunderstanding about money. Use Mint's budgeting feature to track your personal savings for the trip, as well as all the funds your friends are contributing towards the trip, all in one easy-to-read format. Once you hit your savings goal, you guys can hit the road. Before you finish your budget, be sure to consider any other equipment you might need to buy, like a roof rack or camping gear. And don't forget about the cost of entry fees to state and national parks that might be along the way. Also, be sure to factor in some fun money for souvenirs. I hope that you found these tips helpful and you're on your way to planning your next epic road trip. Until next time, I'm Mike Satterfield for Mint.